Salute everyone. This is Lawrence D. Adams, and it is Fly High Friday. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. You know what happens on Friday. You know I got to go find some jerk chicken somewhere. I placed my order yesterday. For my jerk chicken. This is your opportunity for you to come up and share and to be on topic. Let me say that again. Come up and share. Make sure you're on topic of what we're talking about. Shout out to everybody in the unique. Shout out to John the W. Shout out to Tara. Shout out to everyone who's watching. Much love. Today we're talking about grace in the game. Fly High Friday. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. I know you wonder why I'm wearing sunglasses. It's a reason. Shout out to everyone. You know I get jerk chicken on Friday. Appreciate Tara for getting the jerk chicken last week. If you're on Facebook and on Instagram, you've seen that I did go over there and purchase the jerk chicken. It was delicious. It was plentiful. So this week, I already got another spot I'm going to get that jerk chicken. But today is Friday. We want to talk about grace in the game. We cover so much right at the end of it. I try to clip it and actually going to make that a post. I want to thank everyone right now for listening in to me, Lawrence D. Adams. When spirituality and the game combines, you have the thinking class. You have what? The thinking class, a unique group of people. Let's go. Bernie L is in the building. Machina is in the building. Let's go. 49 is the number for the day. The 49ers. 49ers. Shout out to everyone who's listening from around the world. You listening to Lawrence D. Adams. That's right, Lawrence D. Adams, and we are go. So you can bring in the questions. Salute. What you got? Question of the day. Is your game full price or is it discount? Whoa. The music stopped right there. Is your game full price or is it discount? Are you giving out discount game or are you giving full price game? And who do you need to give that game to? Is your game discount or is it full price? Full price or discount? You got to understand that everyone does not deserve your game. There is a price tag for what you know and what you went through. There is a price tag for what you know and what you have gone through. And if you don't put a price on it, everyone will cheapen your experience. I just realized going on social media that Netflix documentary called 137 Shots. I don't even anybody know what that is? The 137 shot. Anybody know what that is? 137 Shot is a new documentary that's on Netflix. Anybody aware of that? Right, even worse, it's for free. Yeah. Anybody aware of that new documentary on Netflix called 137 Shots? It's about an incident where a black couple, male and a female, got chased by the police from downtown and shot in the back of a school parking lot. If you're aware of that, let me know in the chat room if you're aware of that that new Netflix situation. You haven't seen it? Good. Okay, good. So yeah. So I never said, sometimes you don't realize who you know and where you've been. And I was there when the situation went down. I'm from Cleveland. It happened in Cleveland. I was there when the situation went down, or here after it went down. I remember I was at Windermere bus station waiting on the bus, and I was talking to a dear friend of mine, Miss Davis. We were talking on the phone, and we hear this sound coming. I said, what they do in a movie? Fast and Furious? And it was coming down the street, Euclid Avenue. And everybody was like, at all, like, wow, what's this noise? And as they heard the noise, they turned up the street. And I can't remember what street it is, but it's where Peter Pan Donuts and McCall's motel is. And then the driver of that vehicle shot up that street and pulled into the junior high school parking lot where they unloaded 137 shots, only to find out that what they thought was gunshots downtown was only So when I heard it, I raced over there. I said, what's going on? Of course, I was thinking about my safety. And I went up the street and I was across the street and I looked at the car and I was devastated just to see this. To experience the bewilderment on certain people's faces of what took place and knowing that they had messed up. And knowing that these people were not going to come back. I remember I was on the phone with my friend Miss Davis, and we was just like, I said something's not right with this situation. Only to find out later that it ended the way it did. And I never forgot standing across the street looking at that car, riddled. You hear me? Riddled with gunshot wounds. Not gunshot wounds, but gunshot holes. And I'm looking, man, for one thing, that could have been me. Second of all, it was grace that it wasn't me, and I wasn't crossing the street while this was all happening, because they were chasing them at high-speed chase. I'm saying this to all say, we don't know how much grace we have on our lives when we step out the door or whenever we do. Because I was there. I seen the thing. We don't know how much grace we really have when it comes to that whole situation. We don't realize how much grace we really have. So in saying that, the question is your game full price or is it discount? Is your game full price or is it discount? And what we mean by that, are you discounting your experience that you have went through and really count the cost for it? That's an experience I would never forget. Me and the young lady that I was on the phone with would forever have a bond together because we were on the phone together when this took place. It's sad that a tragedy like that bonding us together. And when I called her earlier today, we just was like still shaking like, wow, I'm numb from this. So you can't discount any experience that you have. And you got to realize that grace many times have been protecting you from all kind of situations that you know not of. While you think you in control, your very life could have been taken. Yes, we believe that it is your responsibility because we teach the gospel of responsibility over here. But I want you to really get this. If it wasn't for grace, where would you be? Where would I be? Where we really stand at right now? I cannot right now watch that documentary because I was walking down the street. I was there. I was in awe. I heard the police officers. I heard the news reporters. I seen the people gasping. And I can't take that experience away from me. So as I share this, I want you to realize, even though that tragedy happened and I've seen it in my life, it now becomes a stepping stone to become a teachable moment. What's going on, Joe Blast? What's going on, Rudiel? Don't marginalize your own experience because it seems insignificant compared to others. Give yourself grace and step fully into the life you live. That's importance of this week's segment for me. Wow, I love that. Do not marginalize your own experiences because it's, I don't know who's keep messaging me. Because it seems insignificant compared to others. Give yourself grace and step fully into the life you live. That's important of this week's segment. What documentary is that, LDA? Was going something with a colleague. The documentary is 137 Shots. It's on Netflix. 137 Shots. I think it's 13. Let me get right there. 137 Shots. So I was there. I'm not trying to clout chase and all like that. I don't need all that. It's on Netflix. 137 Shots. They fired off 137 shots into that car. 137 shots into the car, and one police officer got on the roof, got on the hood of the car, and was unloading. When was that ever acceptable? Welcome to the thinking class. Glad to see your commentary in the chat. Yeah, Rudy L. Good to see you here. So I'm going to put the link out there, please. Please, I'm going to emphasize to stay on topic about grace this week, because we are want to make sure everyone's on the same page. So yeah, so you cannot discount your experience, man. That experience and some other experience has not so much numbed me, but made me grateful and realize I have a purpose. I'm here for a purpose. I have something to accomplish. It's deeper than just, let me find a girl, and it's deeper for the women trying, let me find a man. It's deeper than that. You have a divine purpose that's sitting inside of you that you have the grace now to walk into. And that grace you got to walk into is the game to fulfill it, to execute it. Okay, you messed up. Okay, it didn't go well. Okay, this didn't happen. Daddy wasn't here. Mama wasn't here. This happened and that happened. Are you going to live in that space and be a victim? Or are you going to live in the space, as we've been teaching all year, and actually say, you know what? I'm going to conquer the world around me. Most people don't want to, they rather have you addicted to their content or to what they're saying and never have you walking into what you were designed to do. You can never be LDA, and I can never be you. But what we can do is be the best version of who we are. Hence, that's why you have grace to accomplish what you do. Most people mess up because they don't have the grace. Pay attention. They don't have the grace to walk as someone else. Most people mess up because they're trying to walk in a grace that's for someone else. You're trying to walk in a grace that's someone else, and that's why your game is not working. I don't care who you quote. You can quote me, Jono. You can quote ABC. You can quote African Bambata. I don't care who you quote. You got to have grace for your life. Don't let others marginalize your game. Right. Come on. You got to understand this. You have grace to accomplish your purpose, your game in life. Stop looking at others and what they're doing and what they're not doing and trying to do what they do. I can never be some of these big other content creators. Yeah, grace can be a basis of for charisma. Yes, it can. But you never have the grace. See, when you have the grace to move for who you are, for your purpose, you'll get the results that no one else gets. See, that's when no one else is going to teach you, and that elevates your game. I wish people would. I really want you to get that. You cannot have the grace to be LDA, Steve the Dean, Kevin Samuels, whoever it is, Fresh and Fit, whoever it may be. You only have the grace to be you. Not your mother, not your sister, not your cousin, not your brother. I don't care who it is. You may have some traits of them, but you have the grace to walk out what you were designed to do individually. And that's why your game will work. As much as I admire and look up to and revere Jono, I cannot be him. We are two different individuals with two different graces. We collaborate, we talk behind the scenes, we send stuff back and forth, we laugh, we get on each other, but his grace is different than my grace on my life. That's why my game is completely different than his game, but yet it still gets the what? Results. The problem is we're looking at everyone else game and not realizing what grace we have to complete what we need to do. Yes, I'm talking about individualism to a degree, but when you understand your grace for your life, it makes it easier for you to cooperate with others because you're not intimidated by their grace. That's what men and women mess up right now. Where we have this going on in the between the male and the female. Women are trying to walk in the grace of a man, and men are trying to walk in the grace as a woman. Uh-oh. Having the grace to use the wisdom of your mentors is fine. Tune your game, but never lose yourself in their game. That's it right there. Let me say this again. Some people are trying to walk in the grace. Some women are trying to walk in the grace as a man, while other men are trying to walk in the grace as a woman. Call it what you want. I don't care. It is what it is. Fundamentally, at the core, we are different, and we have different graces as a man and as a woman. And so what happens is when the grace of a woman walks in the grace as a man, she walks in her masculinity, therefore turning off the man. When a man walks in the grace as a woman, he therefore turns off the woman because he's walking in the feminine, he's walking in the grace as a woman, therefore causing not cooperation, but confusion. And please don't come on here talking about he's talking bashing this and that. I'm not bashing any community. You can do whatever you want to in your bedroom. But there's a different grace that a man has than what a woman has. And when we can appreciate that, I love to see the grace of a woman when she walks in the room. I always say this, when she talks and moves her hair, when she takes picture, it's like a magnet. Yeah. When she takes a picture, when she holds her head to the side, and something when a man just, put that pose on like, yeah, I'm running this because of the grace that he has on him. What's happening is a lot of people have been trying to we have become jealous of the grace that's on someone else or the opposite and not realize and appreciate the grace that we have in our own life. A woman would appreciate a man who has the grace to lead, plain and simple. A woman will appreciate a man who has the grace to lead. Comparing yourself to others is social media. It's like comparing yourself to a painting. It's fabrication made to portray an image. It isn't real moment in time. Correct. Holding the magnet wrong and they repel. Come on. You guys are getting it. That's why you had to have grace in the game. And so you have to be careful who's teaching you how to walk in your grace as whatever you are. See, sometimes it can be more profitable to the individual to teach you the grace to be something else that you are not. So they profit from your what? Dysfunction. I know this sounds repetitive, but I want you to really get that you have the grace to be who you are, individuality, and you have the grace to be who you are as an individual, but you also have the grace to cooperate with someone. I didn't say it yesterday. There's going to be a lot of people going to be sitting at the lotion line at the drugstore trying to get lotion, and their skin ain't dry. A lot of people going to the toy store and, and I ain't talking about the kiddie toy store. I'm talking about the adult toy store. Why? Because they wanted to neglect the grace that's on their lives. They profit from your delusion. And what happens is, thank you, John the W, they fall from grace. John was here, he'd be like, it's true. It's true. It's true. I've seen it too many times. Our goal here on the thinking class is to bridge the gap between the man and the woman. We're not trying to advocate, we're not trying to push you to be married. I'm not trying to do that. You have to make a choice if that's what you want to do. But my thing is, can you at least cooperate? Do you have to be bitter? Do you have to always be hurt? Do you got to be like, I ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna be all good by myself? Can you really let go of your hurts? Some people actually need therapy and they use the YouTube channel as their therapy on you. They use YouTube as a therapy on you because they're processing what's going on, China White. They're processing what they're going through. They're processing what they're going through. There's nothing like having the grace to be a man and to lead. And there's nothing like the grace of a woman who has the grace to be in her femininity. We neglect that because we've been listening to, as Jose Navarro said, we listen to the narratives and the social media of what a man should be and what a woman should be. And what they have done strategically, they have profited from your delusion. They have made, I wanted to do a video early this morning. They have made more boss babies, independent women, they have made more guys who are bitter and hurt, acting like little boys, than anything else. Baby, being a boss baby at 50, 60 years old is going to wear on your psyche. I know you got to take care of what you got to take care of in the meantime. I understand that. I understand that. I understand that. But at the end of the day, brother, sister, when are you going to have the grace to say, hey, I want you, you want me, let's make this happen? You will not be young all your life and everything on your piping, and you will not have a WAP all your life. I don't care what you say. It might be nice and tight right now, but you're not going to always have a tight WAP all your life. You're not going to always be, standing at full attention all the time. You better learn how to have social skills or social graces on how to deal with other people. I watched this infighting on YouTube. It's going to happen again. I give it around January, February. It's going to be another thing that's going to happen and somebody's going to get into it. Watch. It cycles. I watched it too many times. I know it. I can appreciate how the thinking class moves with and actively towards grace. Look at the avatar in the chat. Pictures always full of the chat and not letters. Correct. There's grace showing your face. Whoa, that's good. So let me say this again. If anything that has been my heart since day one, of course, it's a men's channel, but my day one is for me to get the men to be the best version of themselves, whether they get married or not. That's your choice. I cannot determine that for you. And I refuse to determine that for you. All I can do is paint the picture for you. And also to bridge the gap for the women who come here. You have not seen at all any women who have been dogged out, acted crazy on my channel. If I'm lying, I'm flying.
You can't make this up.
Because of the grace that we have in the thinking class. Everyone understands that there's a level of class that we have over here because we are the thinking class. If this is resonating with you, let me know in the chat room. I don't know who just keep texting me this mess. If this is resonating with you, let me know in the chat room. You're also welcome to come. I'm gonna put the link in there. You come up, you got to stay on topic. Stay on topic. If you talk off topic, I had to pull you. I don't care who it is, if my own mama, uncle, sister, brother, I don't care. Stay on topic. It's grace this week. Grace. I'm going to give you enough grace to stay on topic. But I want you to really get this, really. In this year, for this whole year that we've been doing the thinking class, we've been concentrating on that. I want you to think about, how have you really grown? How have you really grown? Have you really changed? Have you been some transformation? Have been some things that have been revealed to you? It's like, wow, I did not think about that. How in the hell did Jono and LDA figure that out? Has it been things during this week that has really, really grabbed your goat and said, I got to make an adjustment? That's the grace that we have on this channel. Hence why I just got rid of whoever that person is trolling inside of this channel, because we don't tolerate it. Don't have time for it. Because we want to see, I want to see people be the best version of themselves. Get the likes up. Let's get going. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. If you're watching in the clouds, I know a lot of people watching the clouds and don't say nothing. They look at it and they're taking notes and everything like that. I know. I see you. I see you. I hear you taking notes. I see you in the clouds doing like this. You want to type. You want to put something in the chat room, but you know you can't be talking crazy. Can't do it. Because of the grace that's on this thinking class. I'm going to tell you something at the end that's going to be amazing. You gotta be amazing when I tell you this at the end. So I want you to pay attention. And you're welcome to call on Facebook, on Instagram. You can call up and you can say what you want to say about grace. How has this teaching today actually helped you? I'm going to tell you how it helped me. Since ain't nobody going to say nothing, how it helped me. It helped me to realize that there's been many situations where I neglected grace. And there also has been many situations where I didn't realize the game that I was executing was grace. The game that I was really executing was grace. Grace can get you into doors and into before people that you couldn't get any other way. Grace can get you before people, get you in front of situations that you would not normally be at without grace. And that's real talk. So you got to realize grace is a powerful element in the game. You think about it. Those who fall from grace or don't have any grace in the game when they're talking the real game normally get into their feelings and they end up losing their game, either losing money, situations, problems, or whatever the case may be. That's just real talk. I realize I've been in many situations where I've walked in grace. Getting this mixer this year was walking in grace. Cameras, computers, everything coming together because what? I decided to say, you know what? I want to up my game, but I need some grace. This was the only mixer there. It was the only car that was in Florida when I picked it up. Grace. You got to understand, you got to be thankful. We're talking about being thankful in the game. You got to be thankful for the grace that's over your life. So yeah, the link is right here. I'm going to post it again. You can come up, talk. I mean, I don't know why y'all can come up here and talk. Just don't be talking crazy. I'm telling you that right now. Have your camera up so I can see you. Don't be coming there talking, yeah, what's up, man? If you're on Facebook watching, you can call on the back end and you can call in and your voice will come over into the live stream, but you can come up and talk about what have you learned this week about grace, or where have you misstepped grace, or have you used grace, or when has someone extended grace to you and you really didn't deserve it. There's been times where people extended grace to me, and I remember a particular situation, and I know I didn't deserve it, but I still benefited from it, and I had to go back and thank them. I had to go back and thank them. I had to go back and thank them. Y'all quiet in the chat room. Y'all quiet in the chat room. And I know y'all thinking, y'all might be working, whatever the case may be. Let me know what you think about grace this week. I thank you what Jonathan W. put in earlier today, because it's so important, so vitally important. Don't marginalize your own experience because it seems insignificant compared to others. Give yourself grace and step fully into the life you live. That's important. The importance of this week's segment for me. So let me know how this has helped you this week. There he is. The communicator. And
I got LDA. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, bro.
Turn this thing off. Listen, I was tapped in the background. I'm gonna try to stay on subject because we like to drift. That grace, man. That grace is efficient, man, and sufficient for a long time, even when you don't expect it and when you don't think you deserve it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you. Sometimes when you lose a thing or you be nice to certain people and you don't know if you can, let's say you could lose a phone or you need help with moving some machinery or just something. You was just nice to that person. And because they had love for you, they helped you out in that need. They helped you out in finding what you needed. And that was just grace. I add that up to having grace. The times that not saying every time you do something for somebody, you're looking for something in return. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you least expect it, when you really need something the most. And just by you moving, being good to people, showing them grace. And remember, you said there's a limit to grace. There's a cutoff period and there's an add-on. There's a period where you're gonna show grace, and then there's that cutoff period. And you still there, LDA? When I don't hear you, I get nervous.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Okay. But in that moment, when you give the grace and when you don't receive it, or when you do get it, where it came from, because you're like, maybe that came from this karma of doing this or doing that. But it's just when you get it and you receive it, you just so much more appreciative, and it makes you look at things at another perspective. It's like you gain these experience points in a way. I like to use video game analogy,
Cool.
Experience points, where you're insufficient in one area for a while, and then you keep leveling up in that area, and then until it starts to make sense, and then everything starts to connect, because you may look for a solution, but it takes 5 different streams of things to come to that one solution. But you have to level up in every category to get to that perspective. That makes sense.
That's so true, because I think a lot of times there's, like you said, I never thought about that. That's actually good. There's levels to the grace that we're walking in. While you go to this level, boom, boom, you master that. Then you go to the next level of grace. Then you go boom, 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 you get to the next level. And then what happens is, you're like, wait a minute, I ain't mastered this part of the game.
Right. It comes so unexpected. And you have to be really true and authentic to all aspects. You can't lie to yourself when you're in this game. You have to be true to everything to yourself, not for nobody, not living for somebody else, not their expectations, your own grace, how much you gave, how much you've been given, because things just don't have to be. You don't have to walk in and this is a broke man analogy. Let's just say your cable or your electricity bill is supposed to be cut off or something like that. And because you showed them a certain amount of grace and you got on the phone and talked to the representative, and they said, you know what, Mr. Such and Such or Mrs. Such and Such, you've been such a good you've been a good customer for so long that we're going to extend this time period because you've been on point, you've been on time with your bills, you've been able to do this, you were very nice when you called. We're going to extend this until you have the money to get it paid, and we'll give you a free month just because you're a good customer. And that's just showing grace.
Dude,
and being shown grace, but you have to be humble enough to receive the grace too, and know when it's coming.
That's whoa. Let me stop right there. You got to be humble enough to receive grace. Some people are so prideful that they're not even humble enough to receive grace, and that's why their game is not even working.
You said it better. Woo.
Man, dude,
You gotta be in
I've
that
been
zone.
there,
I feel it. Woo.
dude. I've been there. I've been there when when I wasn't humble enough to receive the grace, and guess what happened? Everything fell through. I was back on the street, back in the situation I was in, because I wasn't humble enough.
Man, it's man, when you talk about that, I want to stay on topic because we're talking about grace. But grace goes to so many things when it comes to the ego, the mind. And we talked about the ego not too long ago. I think we got to have a week where we talking about the ego, separate, confidence and ego, and differentiate in between the two. Because ego could sometimes be looked at as a negative thing. You need ego to get through some things. But ego could also be a curse to you too, suppress you from some things and not receiving a certain amount of gain that's meant for you.
That's true. So you got to know you got to be skilled in the art of using your ego to accomplish, but humble enough to know when you need to back up. Dude.
It's hard at times because you need your ego to survive. Ego is developed for a certain amount of confidence here that you have and you honor and you want to protect that. But when it comes to receiving a certain amount of things, sometimes being stubborn. Same as ego and stubbornness. Maybe you got to do a trilogy. You got to break down confidence, ego, and stubbornness. It seems like it's all one and the same to me at times.
Yeah, and what happens is, I remember I got into a debate about 2 years ago with a young lady from New York who's now in Atlanta. I said the ego is not bad. She's, why are you talking about it's bad? You shouldn't have no ego. I said, no. You need an ego, or if not, you're not going to do anything. The problem is when the ego is out of check.
Right.
That's what mess up.
Who is responsible for that? To check the ego? Is it you, or does the world got to check your ego first before you check?
Wow,
it?
that's
How
good.
does that go?
So this is I'm glad you said that, because I'm glad you asked that question. You are responsible first, but if you do not catch your checks and balances, guess who's gonna check your balance? The world will spin you over and spank your asphalt.
Man, I don't know if you guys prefer the leather asphalt, the leather or the wood, or get hit with stones. Listen, man.
Dude, I promise you. Think about it. You're gonna have an opportunity to put your ego in check. All right, let me back up. Then if you don't catch it, this is what happened. This is what God or universe, what happens is they'll send someone your way and say, you may not want to do that. No, I'm gonna do that, man. I got this. I'm the man around here. Okay.
And it'll come so subtle too.
Yeah.
It'll come in so many ways. You're like, man, where'd that come from? Who are you to tell me? It's that ego, man.
Yeah. Who you think you are, man? For
ego,
real.
Yeah. And listen, I'm gonna keep it real. Coming from certain mean streets, you gotta have a certain type of edge about you because people will test you. I get tested all the time, and I have to humble myself to be like, he's not coming at it from that angle. He's different. I gotta humble myself because I'm aggressive. I'm quick. I'm hot. I engage in action quick. Mm-hmm. So I have to humble myself in a lot of things every day, on a minute, on an hour. This isn't no like, okay, I check myself every week, or no, this is on the move. Like right now I'm checking myself right now. I'm holding back some things that I really want to say. But I have to correct and come with because we have an audience, and this is a place where when this isn't that movement. but
you know, it's crazy, man. You talk about the ego, because what happens is it's going to be first, you're going to get a check internally. Second of all, there's going to be somebody say, hey, you might want to check that. And then the world is going to send you a notice in the mail and say, hey, you didn't see this? It was a song back in the day when I was in Atlanta in the trap. Go sit down, sit down, go sit down. It's gonna make you go sit down.
Who was the artist on that track? What was that? Underground?
Dreads, but it was like, sit down, sit down, sit. I can't remember who it was. They tell you to sit. What's going to happen is going to force you to sit down and say, you know what? I gotta acknowledge grace right now. Any man. Let me say this. Any man who accomplished anything in this world of great of greatness, and any woman has to have a strong ego.
Yes. Can I tell you a quick story, man? I know we be long with things, but I'm just make this real short and sweet. And this is thanks to you. I always got to give it back. We're going to touch on the topic, but I have to give it back. I'm humble enough to give it back to know where my training came from. It took you to knock down these walls, man. I was talking to you about this early in January. Everybody can't break it. Everybody can't resonate with everybody. You can have millions of people, but maybe 2 or 3 is going to resonate with you because everybody ain't on that level. Everybody ain't go through a certain amount of things. So that reflection, that mirror that you offer, that you like to offer in face, that right there, it took me 36 years to get that reflection back to me. And as you gave me those jewels and you brought out all those tools and you brought out the saw, you brought out the drill gun, you brought out everything, and you brought out the paint, started repainting again. Listen, all those tools were needed to break down to be able to be brought back up. I had to get broke down, but the strong man in me, because I'm so stubborn, it took me an extensive amount of time now because I'm everything. I mean, I gotta double check everything. If somebody say this, I'm not quick to jump on it. Like, I'm so stubborn to the T. But it took me a decade to get through that healing process because I'm so strong in what I believe in. I would just said, Keenan, go and heal yourself because he ain't worth it. He ain't worth it. You trying to do these things to try to, I guess, maintain some type of manhood or to prove your point. But what's the point to prove? They don't care. Some people just do things because that's what they do. They're meant to be roadblocks. There are, man, I don't want to veer off too much. But there's things that, it's like what you do ain't right. And they'll put you in this box where your ego, you looking at your ego like, am my ego right? Am I wrong? And then you find yourself turning into a powder puff because you're not doing the things that's genuine to you. You're doing what other people doing, and it ain't working for you. And then all these other people that's coming at you and testing you, they like, it's making it harder for you now because they like, okay, your defenses was set to 3.0. I'm using game analogy now. Your defense was set to 3.0. Now because you've been penetrated and you've basically want to change your outlook on things because of other people. Now your defense became a 2.5 or 2.3 rating now. Now you're not being yourself. Now you're doing other things. Now your defense went from 3.0, you went down to about 1.9 now because you're not being authentic. So once you start ripping down all that to the core, okay, now you balanced out to 0. We ain't gonna let you go below 0. We're gonna keep you at sea level, but you got to do the work to climb back up or higher again. You got to go. So once you start leveling up, that's that humility I was talking about, being humble to see it because you're at the humble stage now. As you're climbing, you see every little thing that you were so foolish and blinded to not see before. And now you see, and it's almost like a double punch to the gut because it hurts more when you recognize it. You know, anybody else could see your hurt, but once you feel it and you recognize it, okay, you know where else to go but up. You got to go up from here. You know what it is now. Now what you going to do? You going to sit in a place and cry? And one thing my pastor always tell me, he's like, listen, we don't get along with crybabies and people who just want to just complain about things. We into solution based. And one more thing I got to say, because I was in another room talking about this, men got to stop shaming other men. Because you come into a place where you looking for grace and you looking, there's men, like you said, that come for therapeutic reasons or whatever the case, whatever they come for. They're there for look for answers. And if you could be vulnerable enough to provide answers to some people, that's strength within you to show, okay, I want this guy to be healed. But if they don't have an example of what to heal from, they ain't want to know. You got to be the example. Because you want to be vulnerable, they'll have guys that come out and try to pick on you because you were vulnerable. You know, and it's like, dude, we got to stop this thing with men want to shame where it's like, well, it's your fault. Hold on, dude. I didn't ask you if it was my fault. We ain't about like I know the accountability. I don't need you to tell me what's blue is blue. I know it's red. I put the red there. I'll tell you in detail what it is. That's not the point. The point is about the solution. We're here for solutions. Men got to stop shaming so quickly. Like, you know, I'm not going to talk about the women because it's not about that right now. This is the men right now. There's a lot of men that just A lot of men that act like females, so quick to say shaming and this and that. Like, we have to stop that.
Let
Like,
me say,
it's like men want to be more superior than the next man, but let's unveil your weaknesses. You may be superior in this, but let's unmask that other part. What do you know about in that? And then you'll be brought down to another level. So people got to stop this. I'm so more superior than you. You know nothing. You know nothing.
let me
You
let
know
me say
nothing.
let me say this, man. And this is a transparent moment because it goes right there. And I'm saying this because I want people to really to hear this. It was because of my ego that I lost. I don't know if they're ready for
Hold
this.
on. You about to go there with it? I know it. I think yeah, go ahead. It's all you.
It was my ego,
Oh
ego,
man.
edging God out that has caused me to mess up very, very good relationships. That's just
Same.
real talk. I have to
Same.
go back and
Same.
look and say, what happened here? Yeah, she had a part, they had a part, but my ego
Oh my God. I can't believe you touching on this right now.
got in the way and it messed up a relationship, damaged some women
What?
because of my mouth and because
Right.
of how I handled and because I did not extend grace.
Grace.
This
You gonna make me shed a tear right now, because there's some people I done hurt that didn't deserve it, man. Because I was
I
on
have
fire.
because of my ego, my need to
It's
be
every
right, my need. I gotta tell it like it is. I'm the dog up in here. Yeah, I'm the dog. I'm the big dog. But my ego,
find out you a dog by yourself
right, with fleas,
with flea. No dog food either.
no dog food, because
Oh
my
man.
ego messed up good relationships with good women who was 100% 10 toes down with me. But my ego said, you messed it up, dude. Let me read what Jonathan W. True vulnerability comes when a place of strength, not weakness. If you're projecting your own personal resolutions into the community for others to learn from your experience, it starts from the process and circular return in the right direction. Let me say that again. It was my ego. If I can go back and apologize to several women for the things I said and done, I was wrong. Hey, what's up, redhead?
Yeah. They ain't here. Dude. I mean, because this has been going on for a while, but when you check it internally, you'll start to mend those. Even right now, I'm on that crusade right now, not just with the past, but even with family members. Some people I pushed out, they call me and sometimes I ignore it. Um, hold on one second.
Mhm.
How you doing? Back again. Yeah, pumped 16. No, you got it. Yeah, you good. I'll be listening. I'm just doing something real quick. Give me
Okay.
like 2 seconds.
So yeah, so it's important that see when a man can be able to amend his mistakes, he's able to walk in grace. I wish I can go back to those particular women and actually say, hey, this is what I did. This is where I messed up. This is where I hurt. This is where I could have did something different, where I could have extended grace. And vice versa. Some of the women's ego got in the way and it destroyed the relationship. So it is not just the men, it's the women too.
79941.
Have messed up also. So that's why it's so important to have grace in the game. If I can go back and say, you know what, particular young lady, I apologize. Not in the place of weakness, but in the place of strength. What's going on, Jono? And let me pull you into this guy, Keenan, right there. He's taking care of some business. We talking about grace, man. I think I said this, but it's been when we brought up the ego. My ego has caused me to mess up some excellent relationships with some women.
Oh yeah. My ego's messed up money.
All right.
Yeah. Let me see if you back. You back, Keenan? Yeah, and mine's messed up money too. It's messed up.
My man, Jono, my man. I like that hat, baby. Now we repping New York.
Gotta do it.
Gotta do it.
Stand up.
Hey, gotta tilt that thing to the side though, baby. Gotta tilt it on the side though, man. There you go. Woo! Little swag with it, baby. Yeah, LDA, but
You can't
this is can't make it up. RPC. Nah, but it's a real thing though, man. I wish I could. I don't want to live in regret because we don't do that, but to acknowledge the fact that we did the things. Hopefully, in another life, later in life, or it could be tomorrow or next week, going to the supermarket. Hopefully, we can run into these people again and mend the things. Because I think about a couple of girlfriends who didn't deserve it, a couple of people who thought, "Oh, that's your wife right there. Y'all supposed to be," and it's like she didn't deserve it because my heart was still in other places. Man, I self-infliction, yeah, but we don't have to stay in that place though, LDA. But it's just that thing, man. When you think about the people that's while you were in that fire trying to heal, but you're just on the torch. You're just that ego, that arrogance. It's just tearing up everything. And it's like you think you're just, I'm good, but you done left the whole wake of just like a hell zone behind. And it's just like,
let me say this. Because you say this is deep right here. Y'all better pay attention to this. The moment you resolve it inside of you, it resolves on the outside of you. You may never see that person again. You may not be able to get in contact with them. They might have been on to the next level of their reward. But if you can resolve it inside of you, it frees you and it actually frees them.
Yes.
And so even if it is a person, or like John was saying, it's a money because of ego. Whatever it is, when you begin to go within and have grace for yourself and resolve it within you and say, you know what? My ego got in the way and I jacked up money, I jacked up relationships, I jacked up this. I got to make some adjustments.
I got to. And hopefully it's not too late when it's time to make those adjustments though.
It's never late. It's only late when you determine that the time. If you determine that it's going to be late, that's my experience.
So there's always a chance to mend every relationship.
Because the relationships, who was there at the relationship?
Well, I was the denominator in most of them, the common denominator. But
my point.
But listen, I may want to be the one that may want to mend, but the other person may, and it's not like I'm looking for them to.
That's none of your damn business.
You're right.
It's none of your damn business if they want to or not. You got to do it on your own. They may never say, I don't want to do what you ever. Cool, I'm free.
Right. Because it is for us at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's for you. That's why when we talking in thinking class, dude, that's what I think, like John, I was listening to the video yesterday. That's what separates us from talking just men and women, because we deal with healing you as an individual first before you even talk about you want to get some sass, so you don't have to go down the lotion aisle.
Stay away from that Jergens, baby. But yeah, man,
you gotta stop wanting it to be only you. Maybe that's the problem.
Oh, whoa.
Say that one more again.
You gotta want it to stop being only you. The reason why you end up with Miss Palmer is because you've been looking for that for too long. Maybe you should be looking for a partner.
Oh my God.
Real talk.
And that's the thing. So we get comfortable
Real talk.
in our everyday routine. Nobody's saying anything wrong with the action, but hey, one of the reasons why you're not literally taking the effort to repair where you are different from other people is because you're used to being by yourself. Some people complain about being alone, but they like it.
Ooh, that's good right there.
Your story is so rehearsed that you love telling people, I can't find this and I can't do this and I can't. You have put yourself into these affirmations of routine that keep you alone.
And she could have been right there. Could have been right there at the grocery store. She could have been right there when you do. Let me throw some game, dude. John, when you said that, dude.
Oh, I can't. All right, I gotta add to that. Go ahead, LDA. Man,
Do you know how many
we're all
times?
on the same frequency right now.
Do you know when I change my mindset, I start picking up? I don't want to say. Let me say this correctly. I start attracting different women just out. Hey, how you doing? You look. Oh, I like your hat. Oh, really? How are you?
Yes.
Where did you get that? Where did you get this? Where did you get them glasses from? Oh, I got them when I was down in Miami. Oh, really?
Right. All of a sudden, they just start paying attention to you. You were the only one in that dark hole for that whole time.
It's true, and that's the thing. We put ourselves in the hole. Nobody punished us there. Nobody banished us there. Nobody sentenced us there.
Nobody.
You know, when you got the almighty judge coming after you, say, I banish you to 2 years of solitude. And Miss Palmer, no, you did that. You did that. You decided that it was going to be that long. And the same way you decided you could do it that way, you could decide your way out of it.
That's so true. That's a self-infliction on so many levels. Mr. Lucario made a video, I think it was yesterday, talking about how guys, they get in their feelings and basically they are the destruction of themselves. So he played a video where it was a guy on some type of love dating, and it was this girl who was, I guess he wanted to hook up with, and he asked her, if me and you were the only two on this place together, in this world together, would you mess with me? I guess that's what he was trying to say. Like, will we have sex if we were the only two? Because he was that desperate, young guy. And she was like, well, I wouldn't want our kids to intertwine and all this. And her response basically set him off the edge. She said that, it comes back to another clip of him throwing his middle finger up. Guys in the chat were laughing. I was laughing too, because the dude, the brother was beside himself. He was like, oh, you effing it. That's why you're a thought. This, not that. And she's just looking at him calm, like, what are you doing? Like, but go ahead and continue to reveal all these things to, I guess, support the answer that I've given you, because you're showing yourself. You're showing your cards. And I think we put ourselves in these positions because of our emotions. We don't have our emotions in check. And I want to say specifically us as Black people, we're some emotional people. And I know that's a whole nother thing, but we're very emotional. And that's a good and a bad thing. That's a good thing and a bad thing. But we're very, very emotional. And some of us are really good at concealing that and keeping that stone heart in check. But when you come back to things, there's a lot of self-infliction involved when you're dealing with your.
Let me say this. Let me say this right here. And this is. I said this before, but y'all let me say this. If men understood how much women want to have sex with you, you would change your whole mindset. They want to have sex with you more than you do, but you talk yourself out of it. That's why we're talking about, why are you self-inflicting when they are looking for you?
Right.
Listen, the same desire that's built into you is built into them.
Hey, they more freakier than us.
That's what makes us human. Okay, in our human nature, we were meant to reproduce. So guess what? The same desire, the same itch, the same urge, the same needs are in them, just mixed in a different bag.
Right.
And what happens is we tap in to that. It's almost like an endless rush of
waterfalls.
What you can get back. It's endless. But see, what we try to do, we talk so much about what separates us, we don't talk about what gets us together. Okay?
Right. man, we always talk about that end game, but we ain't on the front end of the end game. We ain't start the game.
Why are we not talking about endorphins? Why are we not talking about the scent, the almost undetectable scent that draws you from, it draws a woman towards you, or a man towards you. We are looking at the stuff that keeps us apart. We're not looking at the stuff that keeps us together.
Dude,
Right.
let me say this too, because people think it's only predicated to if you're in their city and she's in the other city. I mean, she's in your city. She can be halfway around the world and pick up on your.
Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
doing the LDA of the dark. It's almost trying to activate, but
that's real tough.
But the thing of it is, like John was saying, if you constantly focus on why we ain't the differences of us and not the grace of how she's graced to be a woman, you graced to be a man, and how we graced to be together, we miss out on some beautiful. What I'm saying, beautiful.
Man.
I can't say what I want to say, and it's my own channel. I can't say it because my grandmother, not my grandmother, my uncle might be watching and be like, "Hey, I heard what you said, nephew." But I say this: if you can tap into that, women want you more than you think. But what happens is we keep ourselves in the dungeon of Jergens and down the low now. And the women keeps themselves down at Toys R Us, waiting for the man to show up.
LDA, can I add something to what you said a couple moments ago about when you're not doing that within yourself, that you mess up so many relationships? I was reminded of a couple this week, magically on my phone. I'm not thinking about this person at all. Just doing what I'm doing, minding my business. And then an Instagram post comes up with this person's name that I never bothered to search, never even thought about. She comes and I'm like, oh, wait, who is this? And now I click on a picture and it's the girl that I've been told numerous times, if I don't get this girl, I'm going to wind up regretting it. And that was somewhat like a prophecy in a way, because this guy who told me this was like, he saw this whole mix between me and her, but I was so focused on working. I was focused on other girls. I was focused on, she could have been the best thing for me. And she had a little weight on her. I ain't gonna lie. She not big, but she was nice. She was thick. She was nice. But now she's nicer.
So this is the thing.
But I was reminded of that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
This is the thing. If you listen to the thinking class as long as you did, you realize that you created the whole situation.
I created the monster.
No. You created her popping up on your Instagram.
Oh, break that down though.
We can't go into this teaching, man. John, I'm trying to look at John. Got a straight face and the hat is tilted to the side.
The hat on the side. Oh, he about that business right now. Hold up.
If you listen to the thinking class, what we've been secretly teaching behind the closed doors every day, and that it always starts in you, and that she's only a part of you that you decided to show up in your life. The prophecy is a choice that you make, whether you want to believe it or not. The person who said it, was only you saying it to you to confirm whether you want to believe it or not. It always comes back to what? Choice.
The same way the question you asked in the other video, in the video you saw where the guy was talking to the girl and saying, oh, if I was the only one, look at that. That situation was literally painted to not go well. Why would it work out? Why would she answer any other way? You painted on a corner that gave her literally not one option and not for a chance for her to make her own choice. So how would you have expected to work out?
John,
tell him.
Yo, y'all touching on too much heat right now, man.
Everett, what's going on, Marks? The girl was only you. You decided that you didn't want her in her life at that time. I'm trying to tread lightly with this. We've been teaching this all, John. We've been teaching this all year, in multiple ways.
We got the gloves off, LDA. No treading light. Let's get it.
She didn't happily just, oh, I'm going to show up on this. You decided that she's going to show up and be on your Instagram to confirm what you already thought inside, because you thought about her.
But ain't that kind of like a slap in the face?
Slap in the face where?
You can create this situation and you can choose. You have power to do both. And that's what happened here. You literally could present yourself. You're that powerful where you presented the situation to be created and you made it happen. But you also were stood in front of your own face by saying, I'm going to choose no.
I did. I did.
So,
or rather, the time expired. Expired.
Let me go. We're going to Genesis. Genesis 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and He separated the firmament from the firmament, and the firmament from the firmament. And He did. In the beginning, Kenan created His world. That's why our game is on a different level.
Once you tap into the fact that you made the playbook for your particular scenario, you call the shots. You call the shots. You put the person that you're going to meet on the field. You put the physical version of you on the field. Now, are you going to have them play out the play the way you wrote it? Or are you going to switch up in the middle of the game? It's still your choice.
Whoa. Look, it's true. Look at you, Savage. Yourself knew you wasn't ready. You chose to say, I was not ready.
I wasn't. I really wasn't. You hate to bring a person into your environment when you know you're not on par with things at the moment.
And guess what you did?
I wasn't.
Guess what you did? Guess what you did? You created her to show up and for somebody else to say, hey, she's a good girl, but you also created the situation when you pushed her away.
I did, because there was a choice between me and another guy. Another guy had a crush on her, but she was feeling me. But I wasn't focused, man. This is in 2016. It's 5 years ago. But she came out of nowhere. And I'm talking about I really was big on her. But I didn't want to invite her into my world.
You thought that guy was competition. He was not. What he was
actually a brother. We was training together. I knew he was.
Listen. Go ahead.
Oh man, y'all hitting me, man.
That was not competition. That was a test. Know the difference. You put him in that place too.
Well, he lives with her in Atlanta now, so I guess I did my part. But
if that was the goal, that was the goal. And I'm not trying to reverse things the way it happened. I'm just trying to let you look at it from an objective point of view. Okay? You could have made it go any way you wanted to.
I could have.
You had the power. And you was like, oh, you know what? Let me let that one go. I might not be ready for that one. And then guess what? Then the other person was able to swoop in and present that situation. But what I'm trying to tell you is now you had the same power. The same way you probably said no, you had the same power to say yes. It was just a toggle switch. That's all it was.
And so we make it clear. We're not talking about some,
No. Y'all right on the money. Y'all right on the money.
You chose that. Bro, you chose a situation. This is what get a lot of women on other people's like, well, he did this and this. You chose the Negro.
Now, I ain't running away from accountability. Don't get me wrong. I know what I did. but
you didn't know
that feeling now. It's the you didn't know right now.
You didn't know what you really did when you understand that's who you really are.
I didn't know who I was then.
Yeah.
I lost the part of
you
myself.
Made a decision that there were other circumstances that were gonna stay in the way for you trying to work that particular thing out. Right?
I was playing it safe. I was trying to be safe.
That's what I'm saying. And playing it
I was
safe
trying to.
means the
I
other
was
guy
trying to be
jumped in there.
safe.
He didn't play it safe, right?
I didn't.
He
I played
didn't
it
play.
stupid.
He didn't play it safe. He just said, "I'm gonna go for it and see what happens." And you know what? That was supposed to be for that particular moment, and now that's the way it worked out. But guess what?
Yeah.
You know now not to let things go by the wayside anymore.
Oh, I
know
won't. I won't let anything like that slide again.
No,
John.
shoot
I
your
will
shot.
not.
Shoot your shot, because it's better to have tried and get a no than to never have tried at all.
And that's the regret. It's, there's always a chance. Don't get me wrong. I know my decision, man, but it's just that burn, that little
It's the subtle burn.
It has to be the burn. You know why there's a burn?
I embrace it.
No, you know why there's a burn? You know why there's the burn? I'm gonna tell you why.
I know. I can say, well, but go ahead.
The reason why there was a burn is to remind you who you really are.
And I couldn't, and I didn't know what happened. I was just so all over the place in 2015 and 16. I was trying to develop too many things, being hands in too many pots, being this way, trying to be a business, trying to be professional, trying to teach. I was all over the place. So and they always said, when you got your hands in too many pots, you're going to ultimately you got to master one thing.
So what are you going to create today?
It's what has already been created.
What are you going to create? What are you going to create today, God?
Well, today there's no hesitation. There is no waiting around. There is no second guessing myself. It's the accountability piece. There's
wait. Do you want her or not?
Oh, that part.
Bingo.
Listen, I do, yeah, but I know when to
put the butt in there
on some things too.
You put the
hold on. I don't want to seem like I'm conflicting on some things either. I took the loss and I accepted the loss. You know what I'm saying? But if she come my way again, you know what I'm saying, on some organic on an organic tip, yeah. But I'm not just about to go out my way searching for her. Like, I'm not doing that, especially with her being in a relationship now. I'm not doing that.
Let me tell you something. She may show up again, but in another person. What are you going to do then?
Oh, I'm on it.
Dude,
I'm on it.
I'm
on it. I ain't letting that go. I'm on that thing like white on rice, old school. I'm on that.
This is the game. So most people get mixed up with the manifestation and realize it's just happenstance happen. No, it is a damn choice that you make, that this is what I want to happen.
It's created by you.
Yeah.
You have to create it. Are you even trying to create it again? Are you willing to just create it again and then watch it play out another time?
But see, this is the thing. Okay, I want to stay on the grace thing and everything. So do you think grace is extended to me at that point, or is it a thing of understanding the grace point and knowing when to cut your losses? Because you don't want to seem like, all right, I don't want to say too much either to talk myself out the box.
You already cut your losses in that situation. You already cut your losses. What we're trying to say is, are you really ready to hit the do-over button and try again now that you know that you've established yourself differently this time?
Absolutely. I'm ready more than I cleaned out everything. Like, I'm so ready for, not desperate, but I'm good. I'm at a good level. I'm in a good place in my life.
So guess what you did?
Where I can embrace her.
Guess what you did? You created for her to show up on your Instagram and say, hello, is it me you looking for? You created it, dude. Do you? I wish I could go LD after dark, but I cannot. Because it was something I will say that would be like, how did you do that?
You can't be doing that, LDA. You can't have LD at night pop up and then pop a little breadcrumbs in there and then try to pull it back. Nah,
I told John this week about it. Remember I told you about the out the blue person showed up. Why? I created that situation because I wanted a certain result.
Yeah,
See, what happens is,
and you have to understand, if you're going into the playground of the mind, was that situation created because you were trying to get at the real goal, and you were just trying to, work the gears, get the practice out, which is probably what the Instagram, communication represents. It wasn't that you were trying to get back with this person. You were trying to see if it worked. And then you go down for the real situation that would present itself in actual reality.
And you know what's crazy? Because I don't be on I'm not on Facebook. Burnt me out a long time ago. So I play with the social media thing, and I understand how serious. If you want to have a business or anything going on, you have to have your face out here as far as social media. So I started cleaning up my social media and just posting here and there. And I posted one thing, like I said, I got a response from random people that hit my inbox that I haven't heard from in a long time. I think just from doing that created the situation. And I started to get the wheels turning for me to want to start posting on Instagram again. To me, to want to not hide the creativity that I want to show to the world, to be able to bring her in.
You talking?
Because
that's priming the pump. You're preparing the place.
You sound like you from Jersey for sure. That's that Jersey talk I hear. I was doing this, brother. I was doing that. I'm picking at you to get you to get it. I want you to get it. I want you to really get it, bro. Because you realize, think about it. I'm gonna tell you, ready for the next? Y'all ready for the next level?
Absolutely.
You guys created Jono and LDA.
Woo! Even though you guys were here before us.
How do you know that?
I mean, you got a couple of grades that give it away.
Maybe
but,
maybe the universe had to create this form so you listen.
Say that again, Jono.
Maybe the universe had to create this form so you listen. If I was clean shaven and I looked like I was 10 years younger than you, would you trust me?
My Bluetooth going in and out. I'm sorry. I know you're making a good point. It's just going in and out. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I know you're spitting some fire.
Yeah, say Bluetooth can handle it.
Okay. Yeah, it was too much fire. Okay. Now I heard you on that one. Say it again.
No, I said, what if the form that you see right now is the one that you trust? You had to have been given a form you would trust. If I was clean shaven and I looked 10 years younger than you, would you trust me? Probably not.
He's doing it again. That may not be.
Yeah, you do. You just trying to get to him.
He's doing it again. All I heard was in the form of "Will I trust you?" That's the last part I heard. This thing is going in and out. You spitting some fire because this thing acting up. Would I trust you? That's the only part I heard. That last part.
I'm getting scared. This getting just kind of deep and metaphysical. What's wrong with you,
It's terrible. I might have to get in that comment section. It's terrible right now. Hold up.
So in essence, you decided to create LDA and Jono so that you can come on the platform to talk to us.
Right.
But Jono said, who said we was here before? Would you have trusted us if my face was clean shaven or Jono's was clean shaven?
Oh, I mean, spiritually wise, of course, because it's the same. You guys are still the same.
No, you wouldn't.
It's the spirit behind the mask.
If we were younger than you, then you wouldn't have trusted us.
Give another example so you.
Got that?
Yeah, Bluetooth.
Yeah, now we hear all the background noise.
So let's say it another way. Let me say it another way.
It's only going out when I'm talking, right? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, ain't that something? That's weird. Is he there?
There we go. I'm sorry.
Okay, listen to this. You ready? I'm going to use another example so you can catch it. And shout out to him. Listen to this example. The only reason why Kevin has created those women to show up on his platform to reveal what? To prove his what? Point.
Point.
They show up.
Heavy.
Why? It's not by happenstance, it's by creation.
I think my kid's mom watched Kevin Samuels too. All
I-
of them be watching Kevin Samuels.
So I want you to get this. I want you to get this. You created us to show up right now. Show what's going on, divine and eternal visitor. So say what you're saying again, John. See if he's gonna glow out.
I'm good now. I heard what you said in the last minute.
No, I said if we were clean shaven and we would look younger than you, you wouldn't have trusted us.
If you look younger than me, all right.
So you had to create a figure inside your head.
I can't fight that.
You had to create a couple of guys that was older that looked like they had the wisdom to pour into you. You see what I'm saying? So you said we were here before you, but what if we were here when you thought of it?
Hey, man, that's powerful. Hey, you can never be too. You can get some messages from the young guys too.
Yeah.
Sometimes they've been here before.
But would it have worked? That's what I'm saying. Would it have worked?
Hey, if the message was the same.
So you created this day to talk about the situation to get to about this girl because it was something that was pending in your heart. And you say, hey, let's talk about it with LDA and Jono. So all we're doing is, I'm trying to be careful. Because Jono, I'm see looking one. I know he'd be like, dude, don't do it. Don't do it, LDA. He's looking at, I know the look. We are just you in the form of LDA and Jono speaking back to you.
That mirror reflection.
It's true, because when we hang up the phone right now, when we hang up this stream, we're gonna go to a different part of our lives, right? So we literally have to become what we are becoming at this moment in this time, right? I'm gonna go be a technician for a couple of hours. I'm gonna go be a dad for a couple of hours. I'm gonna go be a husband for a couple of hours. I'm gonna go be, a DJ for a couple of hours. I'm gonna play all the roles I gotta play, and I know that it's presented because of what those people expect from me. So in your situation, you expected change in your life, so you gravitated to this particular hour every day to make sure the change can happen, and we are the presenters of that change.
And we are only just you. And
I'm so grateful for you guys.
What they would say back in the day, you got mail.
Hey, you got mail. Welcome.
We are infinite intellects in an ignorant expression of itself. And if you are in tune with the all of you, you will be one with the all. Correct.
True. You only meet yourself first of all. You only meet yourself. So if you're gonna meet yourself, then the aspect of me inside you that is yearning for an answer is the only reason why we're talking right now.
Now you ready for this? You ready for this?
Right.
John, you know this. We talked behind the scenes. It was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Did not have the same situation almost.
Oh yeah.
Keenan, did you hear what I said?
You said you guys had the same situation, right?
No. Listen to what I'm saying. I talked to Jono behind the scenes, and I had the same situation where you were in with a particular person. And guess what happened? You showed up with almost the same scenario.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man. That's confirmation right there, man.
It's like the genie in the lamp. You make your own wishes. You made your own wishes.
This is getting a little spooky.
Now you just got to figure out how to wish properly. You just got to figure out how to wish properly. You trying out your powers by saying, "Oh, what if I can make this happen?" All of a sudden, oh wow, it happened. Just by thinking about it, it happened. Well, what if you use your power for good and really transformed yourself into the next version of you with that same power?
Right, man. Woo!
Man. I want you to live. So when you ready for this? You ready for this? So since we did that, because I know that the other narrative is some women say, I want a high value man, and they're not ready for it. It's because they never match the energy of a high value man. So he never recognized her for who she is because she was never that on the inside, as much as she thinks she is on her brain. That's why people mess up. They think I'm this and I can get this. No, you have not became it.
Think about the story of Cinderella. We know it's a fantasy, right? But guess what? The principal in the story of Cinderella, she had to make herself look like a princess to attract the prince. She would have never attracted it scrubbing floors. You get it?
That's true. That's true.
Sometimes you got to become the fairy godmother inside you and say, listen, I need to become the picture of what I'm trying to attract.
You know, man, y'all, it's too many gems. Y'all going too fast. Hold on. Y'all going 145. Hold on. I'm only doing 20. Hold on. Listen, that girl, like I said, she was big. She was like, I was judging her from my eyes. I wasn't judging her from the inside, even though I knew she was a sweetheart. But I wasn't judging her from that. I was looking at her like, damn, she's kind of big, man. I can't really, But the way she is now, and it's not even like I'm looking at her from the outside. I looked at her from the inside later. Like, man, she would have been a good look because she's this, and that, and that. And now that she's matched with the inside and the outside matching, it's like a double smack in my face. I'm like, that could have been me. And it still can be me, but
you ready?
I think it's a maturity thing.
You should get upset about it because that way it'll teach you to recognize it the next time. You should have saw the potential that she had back then, not the fact that you ignored it. You see, you didn't see the potential and then you ignored it. Now, when you see that type of potential, you can get it because you know what the outcome going to look like.
Oh,
you ready for this? You ready for this? Because I got scriptures all day. The wisdom is on you right now. Let me get a scripture. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And everybody uses it the wrong way.
Findeth a good thing.
No. Great.
That's one of my favorite scriptures. Proverbs, man.
Listen to this. So he has to be in the consciousness of a husband in order to see that she's a wife. And she has to be in the consciousness of a what? A wife to recognize that a husband is choosing her. We doing too much, man.
I wasn't in the consciousness of a husband. I was in the consciousness of just trying to slay everything. Shit.
So what happens is we have everyone who is wanting a wife or wanting a husband, but they have not became that big consciously the opposite that can attract. How does this apply to you?
You can't find something unless you know what it is, right?
Right.
How you gonna find something you don't know what it is?
Man.
You have to know it first, right? You have to know what you're looking for. How do you know what you're looking for is what you want? Because you have an understanding, you have an idea of what you want, and that's what you're looking for. If you're gonna go find it, you gotta have an idea what it is. That means you have to already have it inside you. You have to have the picture in your head. You have to think of it already.
I wish I paid close attention. It has to
become something in your mind first.
Right.
It can't be a bunch of ifs and wants and I don't knows and blah, 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 blah. It's got to be, I know what it is. I remember what it is, even though I never had it.
Right.
John, why you do that, man? You took the gloves. I'm trying to put this glove back.
Y'all doing too much, man. Y'all come with too many haymakers.
Listen to this. He said, I remember. That means at one time you had it before you were here.
It was familiar.
Did you catch that?
How could you say I'm looking for something that you didn't already have? How do you know you were missing it?
Man, because as a king, you know what's yours and what's not, man. And it was too familiar. Man.
The problem is people believe the illusion of what they think is theirs, and that's why they're not satisfied in a relationship or whatever they're doing. When they realize, know that they're theirs, they are satisfied on a deeper level.
That's so real. That's so real. It all ties to the self-infliction too.
Mm-hmm. You chose that.
Even though we on grace. I know you say stay on topic with the grace, but man, have we really given grace to ourselves?
We're in the spirit right now. and as in the words of John W., we are in Jupiter right now.
Oh yeah, we out there. We out there, man.
So you
We gone.
chose to talk about a situation that's actually present in my life. And I talked to Jono about it behind the scenes. Lord is my witness. Jono,
Yeah, definitely did that.
Men, please start being vulnerable out here in a way where you could deliver your story to somebody else. Stop trying to be so cool and prideful, because someone can benefit off your story. All our stories aren't the same. But if this ain't come up, if Grace wasn't brought up, and then I brought up this story, it would never had matched with what LDA was going on, which is a confirmation that maybe gave answers to 3 more people inside the chat room. It's just, even if you touch one person, man, don't be selfish, man. Unleash your story. You think I'm worrying about somebody? Like, I'm vulnerable, but listen, when it comes to them gloves or doing something, like, listen, don't play.
You ready for this?
I'm ready to be vulnerable and show, so I can get strengthened. You can be strengthened.
You ready for this? What I did not say at the beginning of this broadcast, I was not going to do the broadcast because I wasn't feeling well. That's why I have on sunglasses.
You always cool, but now we know.
Yeah. And at the beginning, I talked about the situation of the I was at that documentary 137 shots. I was there in Cleveland when people got shot. I was there. So you understand, everything comes full circle when you realize it starts in you. So it means that you as a man, you as a woman have a responsibility to create, or maybe not say create, to recognize what has already been created.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And the
accountability.
What problem is we keep messing up our creation by default. But I wasn't feeling well. I'll be honest, I wasn't feeling well. My sister texted, "You all right? You all right?" I said, "I'm doing my show. I got to keep going."
Do you think in the creation of, was the authentic or the original thing that we're supposed to do, but we set these little post things up, I guess, as like an Advil or a Tylenol, just to subside, but that thing is still there, but you got to really take care of the problem. Like, do you think we just set these things up sometimes just to find a small amount of peace, but it's not the real peace that we, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's best to just originally go through the pain.
If you really want to know, I'm gonna tell you right now, and this might be a little deep for people to handle. If you really want to know what it is, the devil is here to make you repeat. Okay? The real devil is not the devil, or sin is called the disconnection from your relationship with divinity. You get what I'm saying? So the devil, who is also a creation of the universe, it was designed for you to learn when it was time to choose and when it's time to choose again. Okay? So what happens is the devil in us forces us into repetition mode. It forces us to repeat the same actions and get the same results and think that we're supposed to be happy when that's really a false comfort. You get what I'm saying? But what happens is, when you're forced to keep doing what you always do, you're going to always get the result you always get. And that's the devil right there.
Woo!
That's the devil in action right there. You haven't taken the real action to multiply. You haven't taken the real action to get out of your comfort zone so you get into happiness. You haven't taken the risks to jump off the cliff and see if your wings work. You haven't done the thing to get you out of the rudimentary routines. That's the devil. The devil is just staying the same. That's what that means.
You're not ready for this, John. I'm trying to be good.
Flamethrowers.
Okay, y'all thought it was some guy with you thought it was some guy named Lucifer and he was red and got some horns. No, the devil is actually built inside you the same way God is. And you're just choosing to be further away from God by doing devilish things, which is just repetition.
Like they always say, if you don't pass the course, you'll repeat the same course if you don't do something different about it. In spiritual terms.
And guess what?
Some of y'all go out every weekend and drink. Some of y'all go out every weekend and, do your little whatever, party favors. We'll say that word, right? And then the next thing is, some of y'all are addicted to physicality, and you keep just repeating and repeating. You haven't found any depth in the thing you're doing. You're just repeating. So you
I've
suffer
heard
by the devil's work.
my grandma kept saying she'll stop smoke cigarettes. She'll stop smoke cigarettes. She'll stop. To this day, she still smokes cigarettes. But it's that thing when you say you're gonna stop, you gotta have the power to really want to stop and change the game. And my grandma was saying that since 1993 when I first heard it, and she's still smoking to this day.
It's true. It's true. The true sin is being out of order. And in order, the only way you could be in order is if you're going in the direction of God's experience. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're out of order. Sin is not the actual act. It's the fact that you're out of order.
And guess what? That is the reason why a lot of people's game is not working.
So let me ask you. So if you're out of order, if your mind is always trying to correct it, like I'm supposed to be here, but it's like your body and your spirit ain't in that place. What does that mean, though? If your mind
You just said it. My mind is in that place. You made a place for it, and it's staying there. You have not made a choice to move on. You said my mind is there. You get it? You got to stop saying where my mind is and start affirming where your mind is going or will be. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't get yourself out of there mentally, you're never going to get out of there physically.
Oh man, woo, yo, damn, yo.
If LDA affirmed I am sick, then he would have still been sick. You see? Right. But he just said I'm doing the show. He didn't say I'm sick. He said I'm doing the show. So he can't stay sick if he's doing the show.
Well, come on.
TTC, stand up, man. Like throw some ones, some fires, or some donate something, man.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
You can't stay sick. If I said if I was gonna stay sick, I would just say I'm sick. I'm sick. It's like that's the repetitiveness, right? But if I want to do something else, I gotta say what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the show. You get it? I'm gonna do the show, so you can't be sick no more. You're not saying I'm sick no more. You say I'm doing the show now.
Man, I hope both of you guys get the laptops, get the cars, get the houses, get the real estate, get all types of funds and everything that you need in your life that's going to complete whatever happiness that you desire for yourself, because you guys are feeding into us that every day, like we're your own kids. And I'm grateful. I am great. I do not take this moment for granted at all. From 12:30 all the way till we rock on, I don't take this moment for granted. I'm completely grateful because you guys have transformed a rock hard guy from 36 years. I don't know how long I was rock hard, for about 35 years. But this year, I finally let go. I finally opened up on so many levels and was vulnerable. And you guys chopped me down to the 0 and brought me back up to 100. And I'm still shooting for 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. I ain't stopping yet, but I'm grateful for you guys every day, pouring in. I appreciate you guys. Kick rocks to the haters. That's, man, we ain't even going to talk about y'all. Screw y'all. Listen, keep doing y'all thing. I love y'all, man. For real.
Let me get this shout out to Jonathan W for the $10. This is appreciate you, brother. I can't even tell you. If I tell that side of it, they'll be amazed. I would say something about the super chats, but I'm going to wait. You're not feeding us. You're feeding our future generations. Thank you, LDA and John. I appreciate that.
If you will say what it is, I will say what it is, LDA.
Go ahead.
That super chat is an agreement. You agree with what's going on, and that's confirming. You're confirming the actions. You're confirming and coming to an agreement for what you want for your life starting now.
It's a point of contact. It is the solidifier. You know, you ever heard the word consummate?
Yes.
Right? And they use it in marriage a lot, right? The marriage didn't happen because it didn't consummate. You have to consummate the agreement. It's not just about deciding the agreement exists. It's about consummating it. And when you put something toward it, like the super chat, like the Cash App, like the PayPal, that's you consummating your agreement with what you are congruent with in the spoken word.
And guess what? Think about it. What did Tara do for us last week? She bought us lunch.
Mm-hmm.
She said, Empire, right?
Huh?
You said the Empire, the lady, the Empire, or I don't know. I'm just thinking about her.
No, Tara. Well, a few people gave last week, but we talking about Tara. She put a name on it.
Oh, okay.
Tara put out there, this is for you guys lunch. She defined what she wanted to come in agreement with.
Mm.
And guess what's going to happen? It's going to cause a circular return because she didn't give to us, she gave to herself.
Absolutely. She's going to have many more lunches, dinners, and breakfast, and brunch.
And this is, I can't say it, but the conversation going to get the lunch with her opened an idea that I can't even talk about.
Okay.
Because of what she gave.
Yeah, because now we can make a decision at that point to have our own paradigm shift at the same time and include her with it.
Mm.
We shouldn't teach like this. Y'all, they thought
that's the secret of giving.
Yeah. Jono, they thought we was doing some patty cake, baker's man. If only you can. Tell her she's cute. Tell her she's nice. Get that behind. And then no, it's not that. We're on a whole different Jupiter level.
Listen, I got something for you guys, man. They might look at me crazy, but this for y'all, man.
Yes.
They all looking scared and looking crazy. I don't care. Two more.
That's what I'm talking about. And guess what?
Get it.
You coming up was only you coming up is just me. You coming up was confirmation for me on what I was talking about with John on behind the scenes. I got to say that again. I want you to really get that. Because I just talked to him about it.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
And Jono said something interesting that I'm trying to say it in such a way. He said something that you said in a different way. He used a word called stubborn. That's all I'm going to say. And that means if he says stubborn, guess what? That means I have to deal with the stubbornness where? Not in the other individual, where? In me.
The ego of yourself?
Yes.
Yep.
Now,
okay, so we're praying for you. My blood pressure is 18/17, and my weight is at. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Man. Okay, Ted. Respect.
Shout out to you, brother. You coming down.
That's what it is.
We just talked about this. So you understand that thinking class is much deeper than what you think. What you see, what we did today is pull the covers back.
Yeah, we only will get to the intensity level that you can accept. We won't ever get to this point until you say to get there. But if you wanted to, we could take it there. We could take it there.
Oh, we could.
I love how you guys go at everybody at their own pace too. Like everybody, every individual in TTC has a story and things that you guys know. I'm pretty sure you guys know our weaknesses and our strengths. Whether you say it or not, you know everybody's characters in this class. So you guys absolutely take your time with each and every one of us. And for that, man, you guys, man, I can't, even if you had millions, I don't even think that's enough to cover the amount of grace and blessings that you bestowed to people's lives, man. I don't think they get it, man. Not all, I'm pretty sure a lot of them do, but not everybody get it. But to come to this moment where you get it, man, it's just, and for you guys, man, I appreciate you, man. I really do. I really do. If I had millions, which I've been promised from the guides and the prophets above, you know, I would definitely just donate because I'm that type of guy to donate $1 million if I had that. Just here, go start up a couple of businesses. That's what's been promised over my life. As a guy that starts many businesses that set up people for business. That was spoken over my life. But that's a different thing, man. That's just grace. I'm just thankful for grace to get this part of my life taken care of, to be able to elevate to those other parts.
So if it was spoken in your life, that means it was already there. You just haven't decided to manifest it.
Right. There, that's that again.
I made a choice. Hey. So I don't want nobody to think we're getting spooky and no. Because I know the people get spooky in this manifestation and you doing that. No. You make a choice. You make a choice. You make a choice whether you are going to agree to this or not. The Bible says, choose you this day who you will serve. That's the Bible saying.
You could serve the devil of repetition, or you could serve the God of manifestation.
Yeah. And that's where the modern men and women get messed up, because they keep choosing the wrong type of women and want different results. They keep choosing the wrong men and want different results. And so they go and clamor about this one and that one, realizing that that person has made a choice to live that life.
Yes. Yeah, that's everything, from your finances to the people in your life to how you move in the daytime to your physique. Everything is about how your son or daughter, people respond to you. Your fashion sense is all about choices.
Let me say something. I'm gonna end with this one because I got one more.
Hold on. I gotta ask you one thing. I know we be going. I just gotta ask you one more thing. Do you think it's okay from beginning to end, before you sleep, to check yourself? Did I do what I was supposed to do? Did I honor what I was supposed to honor for myself throughout the day? Was I true to myself after you wake up and before you go to sleep? Is that fair enough for men to really ask themselves? Do you think that's a good thing or tool? If you
have to ask, it's already in question.
That's true.
And the Bible says, you can make me pull out the Bible. And the Bible says, work out your own soul salvation with trembling. Okay, let me stop. No, I can get a preacher in my father. Work out your own soul salvation. What happens is we're not working on our own soul salvation, and we're allowing life to just be whatever it is. So what I was going to say before you said that was this: if we working on our own soul salvation, we determine who comes into our lives.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Once again, you choose you this day. See, we keep thinking it's singular, and it's you and every person around you.
Yes. It ain't, dude. John,
just makes more sense.
John, they thought we was just, they're doing that. They're doing grace in the game.
You read that scripture in kindergarten and be like, choose you this day. I choose me. I choose me. No. You're choosing you and you and you and you and you. You're choosing the you in the person that you're about to meet. You're choosing you in the person you're about to talk to. You're going to choose the you in the person you're about to interact with. You're choosing all the time. It's not one person. You're choosing you this day, every day, all day.
As we get old, the Bible truly makes more sense.
You ready?
That numerous times.
It's a children's book.
You ready? Go ahead, John.
No, I said it's a children's book, but you're the one who's responsible to go on a journey and find the adult definitions and everything.
You ready for this? I choose every Friday to find a place to go get jerk chicken.
Facts.
Every
to that jerk chicken.
John will choose to go find that lobster and that shrimp or whatever you get.
Facts.
Y'all ain't ready.
I'm on my way to Popeyes.
I'm telling you, I promise they thought we were doing kindergarten stuff over here.
Oh, get that new mac and cheese. It's on point.
Oh,
that Popeyes?
Yeah, that Popeyes mac and cheese on point.
Yeah, I'm on my way within the next hour.
It's good?
Oh, yeah. Get the chicken tenders, which are not overpriced there like everywhere else. Get the chicken tenders with the Mardi Gras sauce.
Uh-oh.
And then the brand new mac and cheese. What's wrong with that?
I'm going tomorrow.
Okay. You have to put the chicken sandwiches on hold. I have to get with that.
The sandwich is good. The chicken sandwich is good. Not saying it's not, but those tenders with the Mardi Gras sauce, just something that just hit different.
We gonna do that. Go ahead, LD. I know you're ready. Go ahead. Spit that fun.
I don't know, dude. I promise you. And I'm gonna tell you something else. There's a lot of content creators. There's a lot of content creators who listen to our information.
Oh, absolutely. I could know 3 of them right off top right now.
Don't say them.
You can
Don't
feel
say
it in
them.
here. But it's I'm not. I love these guys, man. But it is what it is. Come get your food, guys. Nobody's too greater than anybody. You know what I mean? Come eat.
Welcome to the thinking class. Whatever to do at the church, welcome to the thinking class. Come up. You want to join the right hand of fellowship? Come on down now.
We're taking in new members. You ready to get saved today?
You ready to get saved because you're only saving your
own ass.
Save your own ass.
Woo!
This is dope. This is dope today, guys.
You know what? You created it.
You created it. You created it.
Thank you for your soul.
He created it. The guy above created it.
I know the preachers are watching because I seen a preacher post today about grace. A big name preacher.
So LDA, like with the closing, what would you have to say about grace closing this week with it? Because we had a lot about grace this week. What would you close? What
All
would
I
your
can
final?
say is grace. See, man, you got the music on. Grace. Grace is a choice you make every day. You decide if you're going to walk in it or you're going to walk away from it.
Grace was meant not to give you a second chance, but to give you a chance to do it different. Not all chances were supposed to be repetition.
Right.
Some chances were meant for you to get promotion. Some of them were meant to level up. Some of them were meant for you to move on. And that's what grace is supposed to do for you, not let you do the same thing again.
Grace, thank you. Thank you. Man, grace saved my life.
He about to preach now.
Nah, I'm not.
Come on, fierce soul.
There's a lot in me, man, but it's not for this
segment. But you know what? Stop. Let me stop. Pull the music. This is real talk. It's in you. I don't know why you're running.
I've been doing it for so long, LDA. I've been doing it for so long, man.
Listen.
Since my old church days when I was a kid, I was running, man.
Why are you running from who you were called to be?
Can I answer that? Do you want to answer? Or was that okay. I'm gonna be honest. And you can attest to this because we've been sharing some stories this week. When it comes to that side of who God called me to be, when I entered into that mode, not saying that I'm not in that mode now because I am who I am. I'm completely conscious of what's going on. But walking in that walk, first entering that battlefield, it's funny, it's crazy as I'm saying it, because I'm actually in it right now. I never changed the course. It's just I changed the people in the building. Being in that church, and they all know where I'm going with it. Being in every church ain't for everybody. Let's just say that the spirit of God ain't in every church. But this ain't about that. This ain't about that. I ran away. I ran from that because I didn't want to accept that part of my life and that responsibility with it.
Guess what?
Can I answer your what?
You got mail.
You got mail, exactly.
Let me answer this one question. Let me answer this one question. What is deja vu? Divine internal visitor.
I guess repeating. Not okay. Deja vu is like having a foresight of something that you saw, a vision that happened, but you're like, I've been here before. It's like repeating the same course. Been there before, and I. Go ahead.
Yeah, it happens all the time. It's just that that's a deja vu is a moment where you really admit it. Like it happens all the time.
It's deja vu is when you remember that you created that day. And you just wake up. You wake up. Yep. You just remember that you created that day.
I did. Yo, y'all gotta stop playing with me over here, man. Like, come on, man.
We try to close the church up now. We try to close the
Y'all
church
doing
up
too
now.
much right now, man.
We gotta close the
Gotta
church
close the
up.
church doors right now, man.
We gotta
Y'all
close.
throw your
If you want to be a part of the thinking class and get off your.
Oh man.
We want to thank you for joining us today for this deep discussion. We're about to close the church today, thinking class,
TTC.
where lives are being changed. Men are being men. Women are being women. And grace is given into them.
Yes.
I am Lawrence D. Adams. We have Jono. We have Fear Soul. We're going to end this and go. I feel like I'm in church for real. I'm in the Baptist church. Let me run that back.
We're in Club Church.
Woo. Club Church, right. Because you know we can go right to got 5 on it.
The organs. Woo. And then take it to Cleveland.
Well, let me go get my jerk chicken. My jerk chicken. Jerk. I'm in the right chord. I'm sorry. I gotta go get my jerk chicken. It's waiting over there.
Some cabbage with that?
Some cabbage and beans and rice.
Oh, sound about right.
It's gonna be real good.
Pineapple
I'm gonna have some sauce on there. Some sauce. Some sauce. Some sauce.
And I'm gonna enjoy this Popeyes.
Get that Popeyes with the macaroni and cheese. And that we gotta go. Peace and hair grease. We love you. Thank you, Fear Soul. I can tell y'all in tune. We just hired, yeah. Jersey chicken. We out of here. Let me turn my camera on because if not, I feel another wave. Johnny, think they got it today?
I think that thing went over some people's head. Let's see if they had to go back and watch the review.
Yeah.
Watch the replay.
This is heavy game right here. I didn't want to say it, but something urged me to say this. I'll be honest, I do feel the anointing. I ain't joking either. But we gotta go. If you ain't never seen church like this, welcome. We gotta go.
Welcome to the Thinking Service.
Thinking Service. Convening Monday through Friday. Oh, shoot. The music needs to stop. Yeah, Monday through Friday. Dude, that was good.
Absolutely.
That was good. Seriously, I am like floored with that, man. Seriously. Because we know this and we don't teach it all the time. We teach it, but we don't teach it at this level. You know what I mean?
You know, they know. They crave it. That's why it's appearing.
Yeah, that's very true. In a way, this is deja vu. Woo! I gotta go. Let me get this jerk chicken. I know they're like, where you at, man? You're gonna wait for that jerk chicken. We don't waiting for ya. Beans and cabbage is right here with rice. Shout out to everybody. We out of here.